Hey everybody, Charlie and I are 2 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, we confronted Miss Brett here about her cure-rare poison research and her drinking this bottle that we believe has poison in it. Now, until then, we just now proved through her own research notes that when ingested, cure-rare is safe. So she's going to bring up a point as to why she believes it couldn't have killed the professor, but we know why. Let's continue on. As even your brain has managed to deduce, cure-rare is safe to ingest. Seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. I think I said that right. I hope so. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk? The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Yeah, he would have. He had a tooth removed. Ah! That's right? Good gracious! Man, this judge is dumb. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order in the court. Order. Hodor. The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes. This cure-rare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on that trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. Oh, she's back at swan pose. Uh-oh, what's going on here? What is this? Welling up inside me. I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. He's doing the point! I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How? How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You're alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the cure-rare? Because of his medical. Present that. Because he had a tooth removed. Take that! Take that! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of cure-rare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yeah, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! Oh, look, he slammed his fist down but didn't, second guess himself. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ugh! So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this. Heh. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are also puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Uh-oh, what'd she do? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. And in the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. Ha 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 ha. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there was really poison in the bottle or not. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady? That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? Poor professor was sitting on with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy. Objection! No, you killed the victim that day using curare. And then in order to frame Ryu for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you had arranged for him to find on the floor before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. Heh, heh, heh. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryu Naruhodo. Ugh. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? No, she's not. The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryu, yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. All right, flashback time. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Wow, this is cool. There's blood on the stake, but there was no exit wound. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Yeah, there's a clue. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you? Come on then. Let's wipe the smug smile off that English woman's face with some evidence. How is his memory evidence, though? All right, I can't wait. It's been niggling, maybe nagging? It's been nagging me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all of this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... Well, it's obviously the blood on this side because there's no exit wound. All right, let's present this, our memory. Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day? Wait a minute. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, it must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that couldn't be the case, or that can't be the case. Exclamation point. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter, which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Uh-oh. She's taken aback. I beg your pardon? This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? This could be the moment my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. Do you have it on you now? Like, is it in your pocket? Like what? You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector. The blood man. Show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. That is not the same steak. Check out where that's eaten. Let's examine this. This has one this way and a small one. So one this way, a big bite at the bottom, an angle, and a small one near the bull. Yeah, this is not the same steak. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible. He just said he took 2 steaks. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ugh! Tisk, I couldn't agree more. In the case of disgrace to the Empire, I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch, but I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Come on, man, that's not the right steak. Why are we waiting so long? This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Play of steak has been entered into the court record. Was the plate I saw, or I thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Here, let's examine it. This is the wrong steak. The meal Miss Brett ordered for lunch, it was removed from the victim's table after the incident. No, it wasn't. Let's examine it. Alright, let's do the... It's a different cut. What is that? That's the coin. This is the sergeant's steak. What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. The hallmark is from the Hoi era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, do you say it was a Hoi Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. Imagine it's very valuable. This is the first time today there's been talk of a Hoi Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but never heard of bouillon before bouillon. Dad jokes. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means that this is the wrong steak. Can we look at anything else? Can I take the coin? Certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoi era, too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look. What are you thinking of eating it? No. But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have a wrong end of the stick about this, Ryu. A Koban coin underneath this steak. There's only one logical explanation. Yeah, this is not her steak. Will it fall out if I do this? No. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back again. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. I already did. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Yes, we do. Bloodstain was going to cinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Yeah, there's another clue. Objection. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. I mean, it is freaking good. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel, for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Where precisely on the plate of beefsteak is a new clue to be found? Do I gotta... Is it not lifted up again? I mean, it's here.
Got it.
No, counsel. I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best. No, it wasn't. I've already lifted this up. Why is it down again? We've already done this. Hey, you guys saw it. That was bull spit. I gotta click through all this again. Alright, now I gotta hit back. No, no, that's bull crap. I already did it. You're penalizing me for doing it too early. Why can't I lift the steak? What is... Oh, I have to hit the shifty... We gotta keep doing this? Not shift, I have to hit space. Which isn't even listed as an option right there. Come on, we don't need to see the same dialogue 3 times. Alright, now can I present that?
Got it.
Good gracious, that's... a Kuban. What on earth? A Hoy era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question. How should I know? Never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it. Fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? It could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this has happened by accident in the kitchen? Rare Hoy Kuban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? Rare Hoy Kuban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under the steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of Kuban that was found underneath the beefsteak is this old dude. Present.
Take that.
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Kiryo Korakuda-san. As in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who's testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Kuban coin when that happened, at exactly the moment the gun was fired. Gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoy era Kuban, my prized coin. Then this Hoy era Kuban, do you mean to tell me? No, please. Why would Korokuda-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. Which is why I'm asking you to bring Korokuda-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay. I can't believe we come back round to that pair again. But I have a hunch. A strong hunch. If we chase down the real significance of this koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Well, it is. It's not the steak. He said he grabbed 2 steaks, and that one is not her steak. What's this all about? Why I've been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for my little baby Aido? My son's belly is empty. He's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korokuda-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this? Wow! That went in his foot. And look at the baby's face. Yes, that's it. That's the one, the very exact one that is. That it is. The resplendent, splendiferous hoy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. What is on your hand? Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the season's meat's juices. Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my hoy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing. It's obviously the military dude. Excuse me, could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts, targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. Seems likely that this koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korokuda-san's koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korokuda-san's koban and hid it under the steak? It's the military dude, Nosa.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iesa Nosa. What? How? How dare you? You monster. Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Aido. Aido is the mastermind behind all this. Are you blaming your son? And he's freaking adorable, especially now that his snot bubble is gone. But are you blaming him? You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Wah! Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Wah! Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesa Nosa, preparing to stand down the Supreme Court, sir. Oh, they made you like all Waluigi mustache. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages that the Nippon Imperial Army pays those that expect to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I've heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and I'd do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Kuban. Yes. He was an easy mark. I slipped a coin in my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot, I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Aido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. This is ridiculous. I agree. And that's going to be it for this episode. Hopefully next episode we will find out that the actual steak does have blood on it, and maybe that should exonerate us. But until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.